how are we being forced to rethink our strategies and or methods for the training and the sending component? Because one of the concerns that we have is that sending new missionary candidates is going to be slowed or even stopped during this pandemic. So what are we seeing in that regard?
I think in our situation, because we are empowering most of the time the locals to do the ministry, and our ministry is underground house churches, which means we live in a world that is shaken all the time. Civil war in many countries where we have workers, as well. It's a hostile environment. So before even the corona hit, we had our own corona, and we had to plan. So we decided that we don't train our own missionaries ourselves. We train trainers of trainers, and we call it TOT. So we picked first time about over 20 key leaders who were teachers in the movement and fathers, and we planned a 3-year training program. We take them out of the field for 2 weeks every quarter, and we teach them in 2 weeks 40 hours of training. And then they go and they train their leaders in their district and their different countries and fields, and in a quarter. And then they come qualify for the next leg. We finished 3-year program, and it has proven now the pressure on the headquarter, on the office, and on the staff, including myself, it is less than ever. So now in every local area, they have their own trainers, they have their own leaders. Still, we do have fellowship together, but for any reason, even if we cannot exist there, the ministry is still going. And that is what happened. Now I'm thinking we are forced, even above ground churches, they had to go into house churches in my region. I was a pastor, a senior pastor, and a church planter for above ground churches for many years. But now everything had to go into the homes. And now through the Zoom and other social media, we are reaching people we never thought we could reach. You need to bear in mind, there is a civil war going on in Yemen for many, many years, and we have a great work there. Civil war going in Libya, shaking in Lebanon, shaking in Iraq, Libya. Egypt is under attack of terrorists. I mean, the whole region of Isaiah 19, which is Middle East, North Africa, is almost not stable. So we decided to do it in a way that it doesn't depend on us. Therefore, we only send missionaries to countries when we don't have locals to train and to send. And we decide, even those missionaries we send, their job is to work themselves out of the job as soon as possible. So they are there, not only just to make converts. I tell my leaders, a good leader produces leaders. I tell them, an apple tree doesn't only produce apples. If that is the way, well, the day will come when we have no apples at all, because all the apple trees will be old and die. But I tell them about the seed, the brown seed, that is the potential apple tree. So the purpose of an apple tree to produce an apple tree. So now we have a multiplication of leaders, and that helped us to maximize what we are doing for the Lord. And every year, the number of house churches we are planting is far more than the year before. And yet we still have the same number of full-time leaders, because each one is in charge of at least 10 house churches, some even 40 house churches. So the training now, we do it online. The only way we do training, and excuse me, I'm not saying we are better than anybody. We don't try to fit our leaders into an already curriculum made. We always tailor the training according to the need of the group we want to train. That is a lot of work. You know, many times, some of my training manual, I have to destroy them, because I don't want just to go back to an old one and think that is the need of everybody. Okay, there are principles and values that they are needed always, but people, especially even with Muslims, every Muslim is different from another Muslim, you know? So there is no formula. So we don't teach our people formulas. Just we teach them to love these people, to engage with these people, and to be able to dialogue and answer these people, and to be able to choose appropriate way to present the gospel. I think this is one of the most keys to our success. That is our story, actually. But the Corona has taught me a great lesson, that not always God is dependent on me. God showed me while I'm sitting in this chair that I can achieve many things more than I've been running all over the world and running from one country to another, one conference to another. And God just said, sit down, I am in charge, it's not you. And we have developed a theme. We say, prayer is our oxygen, miracles are our daily bread in the Middle East, North Africa. So this supernatural element in mission, it's everything. We need always to remember, it's God's mission, He is in charge. We might strategize, we might do this and that, and we have to do our work, homework. But after all, He is in charge and He is doing it. And many times I just get daily divine surprises when I listen to our workers.
Wow.
God is a missional God. He's a supernatural God. He is building His kingdom.
Yeah.
And He's given us a role. Hallelujah.
Well, you know, it sounds like, Afif, that keeping things very local and keeping things very organic is a large part of how you guys are seeing success in continuing to train and to send new candidates. I love that. I love that.